Everything was planned at Fox River. Michael Scofield's perfect plan was like clockwork. But what if Teabag had come up with it? Before he did? Normally, Teabag would seem like a parasite following Scofield. But in this scenario, he's not the prey, he's the hunter. So what do you think Teabag would do if he came up with this plan? Would he move silently, like Michael? Or would he burn everything down as a whisperer of chaos? The story begins differently. While Michael is busy opening the tunnel, he makes a mistake. He leaves his cell for a moment, and the little map sheet he drew the plan on ends up half burned in the trash. And Teabag finds it, half burned, crumpled, but clear enough for Teabag. From that moment on, the author of the story changes. Teabag begins to understand the plan. His intelligence is not to be underestimated, it's just chaotic. Scofield, who are you to play this game all by yourself? He puts the pieces together in his cell at night, the little piece of paper, the movements he watches, the whispers he hears. And one night, he enters the passageway, alone, and tries. He successfully makes it through the first section of the tunnel. In that moment, he vows to himself, "I'm not Scofield, but I'll be faster than him." Michael senses something is wrong, but he doesn't know what. Teabag is very quiet, very careful, and more patient than ever. For once, he's gone silent, not to sabotage the plan, but to carry it out. The energy in Fox River is changing. The air is thick. By the time Michael realizes the plan has leaked out, it's too late. Exactly 2 nights before the scheduled escape, Teabag makes his move. It's guard change time. Teabag hurries out of his cell. He opens the passageway in the wall. No one is there. No one is watching him. As he passes through the pipes, he whispers to himself, "Scofield, this was your plan, but this is my escape." Teabag passes the first part. He even changes the plan in some places. He creates his own paths. He takes shortcuts according to himself. Michael's detailed, meticulous calculations are rewritten by Teabag's chaotic intuition. But as the foundation of the escape plan deteriorates, the whole balance collapses. When he completes the escape, Fox River management notices that there is someone missing in the cell during the morning guard patrol. Not Scofield, not Lincoln, not Sucre, Theodore Bagwell. Teabag escaped and left behind only chaos. Fox River is on alert. Michael's plan is going to waste. The tunnel is closed. All the cells are locked. Security is raised to level 5. And Michael is the man whose plan collapsed. But the real danger hasn't started yet, because there's a Teabag out there now. And this time, he's free and prepared. So, if you were Michael, who witnessed Teabag's escape, what would you do? Would you reestablish the plan? Or would you think everything was over? Don't forget to tell us in the comments. What would your version be like? The escape has taken place, but this is not a success story. This is the beginning of a disaster for those left inside. Teabag's escape has broken not only the walls, but also the trust. Michael Scofield's plan has been exposed. It has fallen apart. But the real question is, who is guilty now? Who is innocent? The guard notices during his morning patrol, prisoner 96, G427, is missing. That is Teabag. Sirens blare at Fox River. The cell doors lock. And now, I want to ask you, the viewer, was this escape Michael's fault, or was it Teabag's inherent devastation? Michael is confused. He knows his plan was stolen, that someone else was carrying it out. But the guards don't know. The authorities don't know. And so all the arrows are now pointed at him. Even Lincoln quietly asks Michael, "Was this your plan, brother? What about you? If you were Lincoln, would you trust your brother? Fox River is filled with whispers." Was Michael Scofield going to escape with Teabag? Was his plan sold? Were the guards bribed? Suspicion is contagious. And now, all the inmates are looking at each other with suspicion. Everyone around Michael is slowly drifting away. Even Sucre is losing his trust. Michael is alone. But does this loneliness make him helpless, or is he more careful and more dangerous? Do you think Michael will come up with a second plan? Write your own theory in the comments. Meanwhile, outside, Teabag starts working on his plan. He finds a place to hide. He changes into his old clothes, and he does one more thing. He contacts the media. An anonymous letter he sends to the local newspapers makes headlines. The bird is out of the cage. No one is safe anymore. This is not a threat. This is a declaration. Teabag's escape is no longer just an escape. It's a manifesto. When Michael reads this news, he closes his eyes. Everything he once controlled is now in someone else's hands. Do you think if you were Michael, would you continue this game, or would you blame yourself? I want you to answer this question. Share your thoughts in the comments. Fox River is no longer silent, but the loudest voice is the questions in the minds. Fox River is no longer just a prison. This is a war zone, and Michael Scofield, he's no longer an architect, he's a target. His plan has been stolen. His name has been tarnished. His trust has been shattered, but he's still quiet, silent, but his eyes are calculating. So would you still plan again after all this, or would you be out of the game? While Michael's inside, Teabag is outside setting up his game. Maps, newspaper clippings, government records. And using Scofield's methods, he develops a new strategy. But remember, if Teabag has a plan, Michael has an instinct. Inside Fox River, Michael is silently watching, memorizing the blind spots on the cameras, recording the guards' walking hours. This is no longer a plan on paper. This is a battle of instinct against pure intelligence. How do you know Michael at this point? He never rushes. He never acts on emotion. But now, there's no time. He's out of patience inside. Outside, Teabag is gradually replacing him. And what do you think? What would happen if Scofield acted on emotion for the first time? Would he be stronger, or would he ruin everything? Teabag's first big move outside, kidnapping an official. The victim says just 3 words. He called me Scofield. It's not a name, it's a mask. Teabag is trying to steal Michael Scofield's identity. So who do you think is who in this story? Is Michael now an extra in his own plan, or is he preparing the ground for his return? A new rumor is spreading among the inmates at Fox River. Scofield is going to escape, but this time, alone. Michael is starting work on a new passage. There's no one to help him. And I ask you again as the viewer, would this escape be for justice, or is it just revenge? Write in the comments. If you were Michael, would you replan, or would you work on yourself this time? The outside is his stage now. Theodore Bagwell, aka Teabag, is no longer a fugitive. He is an actor, a strategist, a shadow leader. So what do you think? How does a fugitive spread ideas and influence the masses? Outside, Teabag sets up a base for himself, an abandoned warehouse. The inside is filled with maps, newspaper clippings, photos of government officials, but most importantly, he analyzes Scofield's technical intelligence and adapts it to his own chaotic style. So this is no longer a war. This is a change of scenery. If Michael represents order, Teabag celebrates chaos. And now I ask you, who is more dangerous, a Teabag in control outside, or is a Scofield chained inside more powerful? Teabag's first move, control of the media. An anonymous recording is sent to local news channels. If there's no justice inside, why should there be order outside? This isn't just a message, this is the beginning of a movement. Do you think Teabag is doing the right thing by spreading this message, or is he trying to influence other escapees? I'd like to hear your thoughts in the comments. Meanwhile, Michael finally escapes Fox River, but it's not a victory, it's a warning, because when he gets out, what greets him isn't freedom. Chaos, manipulation, and crimes committed in Scofield's name. Michael follows Teabag's tracks, and finally, they come across an old interrogation center, a glass wall between them. Silence. But the eyes speak. Michael asks, "Why did you do this?" Teabag replies, "Because you want order, but I want people's truth." I'm going to stop here and ask you, do you think Teabag is fighting for something he truly believes in? Or is this just his ego playing tricks? And Michael, should he still stick to the old plans, or should he create new paths in the new world? The comments are your playground. Come on, complete this dilemma. The outside world was now much more than freedom for Michael. The traces of the chaotic order that Teabag had established had spread from street to street. His name was not only known as a fugitive, but also as a symbol. People had begun to hear the name Scofield differently. How was this possible? When Michael Scofield stepped outside, there was nothing he expected. No support, no trust, no order, just a shattered reality and a shadow he left behind. Teabag. And perhaps most painfully, Scofield's own name had now become a dangerous symbol. So, do you think a man's name could degenerate this much outside his control? Can a plan destroy its owner? Write your thoughts in the comments. While Michael was chasing Teabag, he had now changed his purpose. This was not an escape plan. This was a fight to reclaim the plan. The person everyone called Scofield was not actually Scofield, and the real Scofield had to end this game. A trace, a detail, a message. Teabag was leaving a trace, but this time on purpose. Every note, every event was a riddle directed at Michael, as if to say, find me, stop me. As Michael solved this riddle, he got closer to Teabag, and finally, the moment of confrontation came. An interrogation room, only a glass wall between them. Michael, tired but calm. Teabag, chained but smiling. Two men, two worlds. But one truth. This story was the story of both. Michael, why did you do this? Teabag, because you draw walls, I tear them down. Teabag has an expression on his face, not like someone who has won, but like someone who has completed the game, as if, for him, the main thing is not to escape. It is to start the chaos. At this point, I want to ask you, does a story started with chaos end with order? Or is this cycle endless? Write your answer in the comments. When Michael comes out of the interrogation room, his eyes are fixed on the wall, just like he used to draw a plan in his youth. But now there is only one sentence. Sometimes a plan is just the beginning. Teabag is arrested, yes. But is this a victory or is it a pause? Because there are those who follow him outside, those who believe, those who follow, those who imitate. Michael keeps walking, maybe for a new plan, maybe to live without a plan anymore. In the final scene, this sentence echoes in the background. Scofield, someone who knows the rules, is the one who breaks them best. And now, the question comes to you. Was there really a winner in this story? Michael, Teabag, or did they both lose? Tell me in the comments, because this scenario is completed with you. And maybe the next what if will be your idea. Remember, sometimes plans don't work, because sometimes the plan is you.